2 generations. When we say 2 generations, they've practically forgotten to be Jewish. They have intermarried. You know, I've been 10 months in Jerusalem. I taught in their school of theology. And so, I came to know this trivia. You know that if your father is a Jew, you are not a Jew. But if your mother is a Jew, you are a Jew. Jesus has no father, but he has got a mother who is a Jew. He is a Jew. Why? Because we're not sure whether the sperm of the man is really the child. But we're sure that the one in the womb is really her child. Intelligent Jews, huh? Very intelligent. Since men do not give birth, those who give birth, they are the ones that give the culture, the tradition, and the blood. So you must marry a Jewish woman. If you're a Jew, you must confine yourself to your people. They intermarried. And so the famous lost tribes of Israel, the 10 tribes, they got lost. And they became Hudyo, Judah. The other tribes, Ephraim, Manasseh, Asher, I don't know, all of them got lost, except 2 tribes, the Leviticals, the priests, the Levites, and the Jews, the Hudyo, the Judeans. Now, after 70 years, to their surprise, the king called Cyrus allowed them to go back. They never thought of going back. But they said, those who want to go back to Jerusalem, those who want to go back to their Holy Land, go. And others says, why? Maybe if I ask you, okay, those who want to go back to the Philippines, you may go back. I said, why? We're settled here. Our children are Americans. You'll not go back. But there was a few who went back. They have nothing to go. They had better places in Babylon. It's called Iraq today. No? It's the second most often quoted place in the Bible. Other than Israel, it's called Iraq. And today, we know what is Iraq for us. Anyway, a few went back to Palestine. Most of them, of course, they went back to the south, the capital in Jerusalem. But a smaller few, they went to the north, in Galilee. It's even called Gentile Galilee, heathen Galilee. And yet they settled in the north, in the area around the Sea of Galilee. And some of them settled in a place. They called themselves the faithful shoot, Notzerim. And probably it's the Notzerim that gave the name to the place, Nazareth. Not the opposite. There was no Nazareth. Look into the Old Testament, not a single place you would find the word, a town called Nazareth. Very probably, it's this faithful shoot, this Netzer, that gave the name Nazareth. The Nazarenes gave the name Nazareth. So if our Jewish brothers do not call us Christians, don't worry. If you're Nazarenes, it's a good word. It's not an insult. I would want to be known as a faithful few. In a postmodern society like ours, in a secular mentality that is individualistic, coming to community, holding to the values of CFC FFL is not Serene, Nazarenes, a faithful few. But you need just a few, a little bit of salt to give the taste. You just need a little bit of that leaven to raise the dough. You only need few lights. If you are here about 300, you don't have 300 lights. Just a few. You are the light. You are the salt of the earth. Just a few, but are faithful. It's good word, not serene. It's a new word, right, for you? Nazarene. Hindi ito yung Quiapo. He's not the Quiapo, Jesus Nazareno. But we are from that angle, Nazarene. So, when you say to Nathaniel, when you go to heaven, hopefully we all go to heaven, And when Nathaniel, you meet Nathaniel, aha! Can anything good come from Nazareth? Yes! Mary of Nazareth, Jesus of Nazareth, Joseph of Nazareth. The family, the Holy Family of Nazareth. Aren't they good? They are very good. And they are family. They are FFL. For family, for life. Now, who is this Jesus that is a Nazarene? He's the son of Mary. We know that he lived most of his life in Nazareth. Hidden years, 30 years. Except, the time that he got lost and was found in the temple. Because when you say he's from Nazareth, you're talking about he already left for Egypt because Herod wanted to kill the child. And he had already come back from Egypt. After 1 month? No. After 2 years? No. Maybe after 7 years. He was a 7-year-old boy, maybe 9, when he went back to Nazareth. Most of the time that he was in Nazareth, nearly 25, 26, 23 years, nothing. We don't know anything. But the Gospel of Luke, in chapter 3, I think so. I put it here. In chapter 2 of St. Luke, in that so-called verse 52, the last line of chapter 2. And Jesus, he said, 51, he went down with them and came to Nazareth and was obedient to them. And Jesus advanced in wisdom, in age, and grace before God and men. Age. You advance in age. We just advanced a few hours in age. We were here at 1 o'clock, now it's about 3 o'clock. So 2 hours we got older. You don't have to, that's obvious. We will always advance in age. Next year when we see each other, if there's a chance, we would be already a year older. You don't have to bother about age. Anyway, he also advanced in age. Because when he finished his secret or hidden life in Nazareth, he was already 30 years old. To advance in wisdom, there's something more into that. How did he advance in wisdom? He learned how to speak. Would you think that when Jesus was born, an infant in the manger, he said, "Hi, Mom." Everybody would have run out. He would not have said to the shepherds, "Oh, how cute the lambs." No. He did not know how to speak. He did not know the laws, the commandments of God. He was taught. Very important for us. Your children do not know Christianity. They know more Game Boy, PSP3. They know more internet, Discovery Channel, Disney Channel. They don't know Christ unless you tell them. They have to grow in wisdom. The wisdom of our faith. The wisdom of our Christianity. You bring these children to Saudi Arabia, very probably they'll become Muslim. You put them in Thailand, they will be Buddhists. You bring them, I don't know, to Japan, where there's only 0.1% Christianity, I think they will become Shintoists or even just atheists. Don't believe in anything. Do you know that all the communities that St. Paul founded, Galatia, Ephesus, particularly those in Turkey, they're all Muslim? Why? St. Paul is a great apostle. But the next generations after him, there must have been one generation that did not anymore talk about Jesus. And they are no longer Christian. In your country, they don't want to talk about Jesus. They don't want to have a prayer in the classroom. They said that there's now a new dollar coin where "In God we trust" does not appear. I don't know where it went. "In gold we trust," maybe. Because it's built on Fort Knox. A society that will not talk about God, don't think that your children will follow you unless you teach them. Look, they don't even speak Tagalog. Because you don't teach them. You don't tell them how to speak in Tagalog. In your own time, in your face. What more about faith? You have to give them the wisdom. Your culture. You don't have a manual that says, "This is the way to go manu po." No. You just tell them, "Get my hand and put it on your head. Don't complain. That's how we are." My dad told us, "You don't get out of the house without kissing your mom and me. And you don't enter the house without kissing your mom and me." It was a regular Sunday. It was a regular day. And we have to kiss our mom. And today, I kiss my mom when I come home. I kiss my mom when I have to leave. She's 95. I kiss my cousins. We've been kissing each other since we were born. And my nephews, they're kissing me, my mom, their lola, my brother, their mother. They were taught. They would be grabbed. We were grabbed and say, "Hey, kiss everyone here first before you play. Say welcome to them." This is our wisdom. This is our culture. This is our tradition. You cannot have a devotion to the Santo Niño unless you teach it to someone. You cannot have a devotion to the Perpetual Help unless you celebrate it in the home and you teach it to this one. It's not enough to celebrate it. You have to tell them. You have to give them the books. You've got to give them the devotional books. Jesus grew in wisdom. He learned how to speak Aramaic. He learned how to become a carpenter. This is not intuition. He was human in everything. Though he was God, he did not accept, did not grasp to be God. But he became, as all we are, human. Human. Believe me, he is human. He is the Son of God. But he accepted to be completely human. So that when he went in front of John the Baptist when he was 30, and John says, "You come to me and I should be the one to be baptized by you." And Jesus says, "Let it be for now. Let it be for now." This is what the Father wants of us. That if people would regard me to be a sinner as all the rest because of your baptism, so be it. I am one with humanity. We don't discuss theology here. We just do what the Father wants. And you know, when he came out from the waters, you know what the Father said? What did the Father say?
"This is my beloved Son."
You're too serious with your Bible. I have a Bible that says when he came out of the water, God the Father said, "That's my boy. That's my boy." It's really his Son. That's what he wants. Not exceptional, but ordinary. Amongst us. Learning the culture of these people. He was truly, every fiber and drop of blood was his, was Jewish. Completely Jewish. He's not American. He's not Filipino. He's Jewish. And he can only be so because he was schooled in that culture. So, his gift of wisdom, he had to learn. He also learned to be obedient through suffering. He also learned how to obey through suffering. Hebrews chapter 5. Sometimes we evade suffering. there's a lot of learning in suffering.